Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Bling Bling Jams YouTube station. And I'm excited today to have no other than Patrick Morris. He is our lead in the jam room. Okay, and he's been with Bling Bling Jam for the full 10 years. And before that, as to how Bling Bling Jam started, as a matter of fact, I'm going to give you a little quick story before we bring him on, and so you can all know Patrick a little bit better and also how Bling Bling Jam started. So I was doing webinars, balloon webinars at the time. And actually, a year or two before that, I was in Vegas eating at a buffet, and I turned over and I go, "Excuse me, are you Patrick from like Ohio?" We were all eating a lot at the buffet. And he was sitting like next to me. He goes, "Yeah." And I go, "What are you doing here?" And he's like, "I live here." I go, "You do?" And I couldn't believe it, right? So anyway, that was great. And then I was doing we were at the time, it was called Terribles or the Silver Sevens. They changed the name. I don't know what it was called. And then we met there with you, Janet, and Roger as we were doing balloon webinars where we would come on live. Everybody would come in, log in while we were jamming live, and it was kind of neat. And it's sort of how prior to the Bling Bling Jam, we decided to go to Vegas, and I was like, let's have the event, as you guys heard on my intro here. And we were supposed to have 40 people. We ended up having 103. And that's how it all started. So Patrick is from the way back time of how we started Bling Bling Jam, along with Patrick and Janet, of course. Anyway, it's great. And he's been our jam room guy ever since. So I wanted to do these videos, these interviews, if you will, so people can know who our teachers are a little bit better, hear about their balloon career, how they got started, their business name, what inspires them and all that, and what they're excited about now in their balloon career. And then, of course, Patrick's going to talk about Bling Bling Jam, why he likes it, why he thinks you should come, what he's going to be teaching and sharing in the jam room, and all that good stuff. So we're going to start off first with Patrick. First of all, I'm so excited you're here. And I'm so excited
Thank you.
you're welcome that you've been with Bling Bling Jam all this time on our 10-year celebration. It's been amazing. I can't believe how quickly that went by. Um, and let everybody know here on YouTube what your uh, business name is and how you started balloons. I know who trained you. I know Dizzy Doc had something to do with that. And how it's evolved, I guess, you know what I'm saying? But take it away.
You're asking how I started. I started years ago, back when I was like 16. I actually started as a face painter. I met a group of people called the Joy Bringers. My father had already passed away. My father was a magician and a children's magician, and everybody in the family, or almost everybody, wanted to kind of follow in his footsteps of being an entertainer. My sister Colette inherited all his magic. I inherited his sense of humor. So basically, as doing face painting allowed me to talk to people, talk to kids, make jokes, and everything else. And the next thing you know, they asked me, "Do you know how to do balloons?" And I'm like, "Not really." So it was actually Mrs. Tiffenbach from Garfield Heights, Ohio, who gave me my start. She taught me how to do balloon art and stuff and gave me some materials to practice and play with. And I stayed steadily bad for some time. And I'm going to say steadily bad for some time because it was a 4 year period, probably even longer. No, it was many years till I started getting a little bit better and started adding more balloons to the pieces I was making a two balloon dog instead of a one. I wasn't very good at it. And then I met Aaron Hay and I
Right.
saw his work. And Dizzy Doc, Aaron Hay, blew me away. The funny part about it is I scared the heck out of him. I was working for a club called 11 Club 1148, and all of a sudden I started seeing people with these beautiful, beautiful pieces and multi balloons and larger than life balloons, and I'm just freaking out. Like, and here I am working for this club as a fire eater. They had me showing up in a tuxedo, mime face, and I was basically working just the outside of the club as a fire eater for them.
Wow.
And when I saw them finally come by with the bags and some balloon hats and, you know, entertainment apparel. Basically, I had to stop them. And when I stopped them, I was like, you, yeah, you, come here, come here. The guy holding the torches, who stands over 6 foot tall, who's screaming at you to come here, who's in white face, scary clown makeup. That's not a pretty look. And I have to understand where Aaron was coming from. I scared the heck out of him. I invited him into the club. I told him basically, you know, I would love to see you make more money. I have some pool here. Let me talk to the owner. I talked to the owner. The owner was like, yeah, bring him in. Bring him on up. Brought him on up. They made a good killing. They came out. We exchanged information and phone numbers, and it basically got my start from there as a decent balloon artist. We traded videos. We traded a bunch of stuff. I didn't have a lot, you know, so it was literally Aaron just giving me more information and more information as a teacher would. Um, we started doing competitions. We started doing, you know, I trained him how to eat and breathe fire as a balance. You know,
Oh,
you
cool.
teach
I
me
didn't know
something, I'll
that.
teach you something. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then he retired immediately afterwards because, let's face it, fire eating and breathing, there's always a chance of an accident. I can honestly say I've had probably 3 in my whole entire life. Aaron had 1, and that was enough to stop him. And I've got to respect the person who's
Yeah.
smart enough to know when to quit.
Yeah.
So yeah, so basically I went from Red the Clown, very scary looking clown. We went to a convention. I got some new costuming pieces. I got some other stuff. I started to develop my character, and I ended up changing my name from Red the Clown to Jingles the Clown, because the one costume I had nothing but a ton of bells. And I always made the joke that, yeah, my name's Jingles the Clown. It was either that or pockets, which I didn't have a 1 on my costume. So not having pockets or anything else and just having jingle bells, guess what you call yourself?
Yeah.
Jingles. So I went from Jingles the Clown, and I started actually, I was working as a laborer for a roofing company also. And I started doing balloons on the weekends. I started getting my name out there. I started getting a following. I started getting customers and repeat customers, and this made me happy. At the time, I was dating my wife. I was dating a woman who became my wife.
Yeah.
And one day, I got a call on a Saturday, and it was my boss complaining. He said, basically, "Hey, Pat, we want you to come to work as a laborer for this roofing company." I'm like, "Dude, I got birthday parties to go to." And it was at that time he asked me, "Are you kidding me? You have birthday parties to go to? Are you going to be a clown the rest of your life?" And Linda kind of just, she overheard this and held up my check that we didn't even cash that weekend yet. I got paid on Friday, and we didn't need the money to cash it immediately.
Right.
And then she held up the money that we had made from the weekend. We were literally just discussing finances onto how much money to put towards balloons, how much money to put towards costuming, makeup,
Right.
things like that. And she holds up all the money and she looks at me and she goes, "Pat, this was your weekly pay for 45 hours. This is your pay from the weekend. This is more." That answered my question. "Hey, Chuck, I quit. I'm going to be a clown for the rest of my life." And he said, "What'd you say?" I said, "I'm going to be a clown for the rest of my life. I quit. Bye." For 15 years, I was Jingles the Clown in Cleveland. I had some great experiences with some of the local clowns there. I had some great, beautiful parties and some wonderful stories of just being Jingles the Clown. My act, my magic, my balloon twisting, everything slowly developed over time. And even the character still, I consider, is a growing character. So I will change things about him or Jingles or whatever,
Sure.
but whenever at a whim. I've since then moved to Las Vegas. I moved out here basically for a haunted house. There was a haunted house that was open 24 hours, or not 24 hours, but every day of the week. It was, and I was going to be one of the main actors there. Um, it fell apart. It fell
Wow.
apart in a heartbeat. Happens in the haunted house industry. People get these pipe dreams and they put together the money, but they don't put together enough. And then when it doesn't come in like they expected, well, they have to close.
I've heard a
So
lot of
there
those
I
stories from
was.
Vlad like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So there I was, losing my job after 6 months. The place was closed 6 months later due to
Wow.
bankruptcy.
What year was that,
And it
Patrick?
wasn't like me, you know.
Yeah. What
But
year
I
was
fell
that?
back right. I fell right back into balloons. And I started doing my street performing and realized I was making more money just doing street performing than I was working a 40-hour week again.
Yeah.
So I just continued to do the street performing. I'm not making as much as I am balloon twisting for parties, but then again, you know what? I'm having fun. I don't have to be in full costume. I don't have to be in full makeup. It's Vegas. So the makeup would melt, and I'm not trying to scare people. I already look
Yeah.
scary. So I keep
Yeah.
it friendly and fresh and nice, and I talk nice to the kids, and we all have a good time. I pick on adults in
Mhm.
front of the kids. I have no problems letting people know that basically they need to get picked on too, because they need a laugh. And those that can laugh with themselves and with me are also the heroes.
That's right.
So I would find and read people to see who could take a joke and start, just a little jab here, just a little something or other. Hey, nice shoes. You ever think about getting new ones? Silly stuff. Um, and I did that for a while here in Vegas. I then got arrested for street performing. Go figure. Yes, you're looking at a
Wow.
hardened criminal. I am a hardened criminal, folks.
Why did you get
I
arrested for
was,
street performing? That makes no sense.
um, well, on the strip, they can do what they want,
Oh,
and
right.
at any time they want. You are not going to get a street performer's license because they don't offer it.
Right. I've heard that.
It's all controlled by Metro, and Metro basically will do as the casinos say. So when the casinos say we want this area cleared out and we don't want to see anybody here anymore, Metro did it. So they decided to clean house one time, and I told them that they were breaking my constitutional rights to freedom of speech, freedom of artistic expression. And they hit me with no problems, blocking a public sidewalk.
Yeah.
Comically enough, I spent 4 days in holding. The one day in court, or one of those days was in court, and then the rest of that day was basically waiting to be released. Yeah, I stopped street performing.
Wow.
I did try doing Fremont Street for a long period of time,
I
and the
remember
money
that.
just wasn't there. The
Yeah.
money was not as good as where I was stationed originally.
Right.
Rules changed, things have grown. I stopped doing street performing altogether. Um,
Right.
Now, basically, I'm doing balloon art for punk shows. I'm doing balloon art for kids shows. I'm doing balloon art wherever I can. Um, I am supplementing my money by being a stagehand,
Right.
and I love the stagehand work. I've been doing that since I got sober in '91. Um, yeah, I've
Yeah.
been doing stagehand work for a very long time, and I love it. I love it.
So
Um,
I have a few questions, Patrick. So I'm glad you made adjustments because sometimes we have to, right? Just what happened to you.
mhm.
Terrible. I remember that story, some of that story about the arresting and stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah,
They did that.
yeah.
Because I remember you did well with the street performing you were telling me, and that was amazing. But I wanted to first ask
At
you,
the time, and we're
yeah,
talking 12 years ago, I was
yeah,
averaging 20 to 25 bucks an hour.
right.
And that was not charging.
Yeah,
That was literally asking for tips and donations alone. And the reason why I asked for tips and donations alone and would never charge was because A, it was illegal. And
right.
B, I was told by other street performers, watch it, undercover cops will come and try to
Yeah,
get charged.
yeah,
They
yeah.
will ask you
I
for a
remember.
price. They will
Yeah,
they will set you up basically.
yeah,
And whenever I was told how much it was, I'm working on your generosity. So whatever you
yeah,
want to give me, I'm
Yeah.
happy with.
Yeah, I remember that. But
And
10 years ago,
mhm,
we started Bling Bling, right? We did a
mhm.
busking thing outside on Fremont Street, and then
Yes,
they
and at
changed the
that time
rules.
I was street
Yeah, yeah,
performing
yeah.
on
And you
Fremont
couldn't
Street.
ask for a tip, but you could just say, "Hey, the rule was, you know, if you
Well,
know,
you on Fremont Street, you were allowed to have a sign for tipping. You were allowed
right."
to ask for
Oh,
tipping,
really?
but you
I didn't think
cannot
we
put a
could.
price.
Right,
You cannot put a
right,
price on it. So
right,
you're those that are
right,
saying, "Hey, a picture's $5 or this is so much dollars." Either they've
right.
got a kiosk and they're selling something,
Yeah,
or whatever street performer is
yeah,
actually breaking a law.
yeah. But I remember you saying that
So
you made
yeah, they're
more
not
money on the
supposed to be
strip.
charging.
Yeah, Patrick, I remember you saying that you made more money in the strip, and I couldn't believe when I didn't really busk in my whole life except for there for fun for the
Hmm.
whole experience. And I made money. I couldn't believe it. It was
Hmm.
like people are throwing money at you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
I mean, I did really
yes.
well on there when I did it. It was like nine
Hmm.
o'clock at night, and I remember I had
Hmm.
$100 in a couple hours. I was totally in.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
And what's
so
funny is if you are a balloon artist and you're an entertainer like you are, somebody
right,
who talks to the customer, somebody who tells stories, somebody who is entertaining as you're balloon twisting,
you'll do
your
better.
money goes straight up because
Yeah,
that's what they're really looking for when you're street
yeah,
performing. They're looking to
yeah,
be entertained
yeah,
and to be shown basically
yeah,
this is not just a balloon piece. This is not just your simple dog.
yeah,
This is a piece of artwork.
yeah.
Not
Of
only am I
course,
giving you a piece of artwork, I'm giving you jokes, I'm giving you stories,
of
I'm giving
course.
you time to basically just be silly for a moment.
Of course.
So
Let me ask you
um,
this. You moved to Vegas 12 years ago, was it? Right.
yes.
Right. Amazing. And so
Hmm.
you had to make adjustments in your balloon career in
Oh yeah.
terms of busking and
Hmm.
what happened and changing it all. And of course, you're supplementing, and I
Hmm.
totally get that. So what are you working on now with balloons? What are you focused on learning something new and you're a twister, not a decorator, correct? Uh
Right.
and is there something else that you want to work on, like a focus either of balloons and or a
Actually,
market?
I want to work on getting my characters up and known better.
Yeah. Which
Um,
characters are they? Can
back,
you tell us?
well,
I know you were
Jingles the clown,
Jingles the
I'd love to
Clown.
revive,
Yeah,
but probably without the makeup, probably with just some costuming.
yeah,
Because maybe a nose. I can handle the clown nose not sweating off because let's face it, the nose glue I was using, and I'm not going to say any names because they're not paying me pro nose. I love that glue, and I love their products. So
right.
yeah, I would probably go with just a nose. Um, uh, Other than that, I want to
So
also do.
you want to be doing
I also
balloons with
have
the
another
clown.
character I want to develop, and it's a pirate character. And I've got a full pirate costume sitting in my closet right now. It's a comical looking pirate costume, and it's a very small hat for a very large guy. And it's kind of fun. I don't carry any weapons or anything like that because,
Yeah,
well, if I'm going to make a sword, I'm going to make a balloon sword. I'm in a state where it might be okay to make the child a balloon gun because open carry laws and all that stuff. I normally don't do weapons unless
yeah,
parents expressly say it's okay.
right,
I won't do them normally for the simple fact that I just don't want to get involved in the politics of it all.
right. So
But
Patrick,
go on.
let's circle back. So Jingles the Clown and the Pirate. I, I, I mean, we're talking about balloons now. Are you gonna be doing balloons with those characters? Is that
Oh
what you want
yes,
to do?
oh
Okay,
yes,
great,
yeah, yeah. I
great,
want to do balloons. I want to do kids magic again.
good.
Um, I had a couple of setbacks, and some of those setbacks have been I was robbed.
Yeah,
I
and
was robbed of
you lost your wife.
everything. I
Yeah,
lost my wife first.
yeah, yeah.
Um, it's she passed a couple of years ago. Actually, it'll be
Right,
2 years, July
right. And we all
4th.
loved her. Yes, and it was right
Yeah,
before Bling Bling Jam. I know, and it was a tough time. Yep,
yeah.
yep. And you're doing.
And oh, dude, if I didn't go to that Bling Bling Jam, I would have gone crazy.
You were saying that, and I
Yeah,
understand that.
yeah. I needed the lighthearted,
Yeah,
um, lift and the
your balloon.
friendship
You
and
need your
everything
balloon.
else, it saved me.
Yeah, your
Yeah, I
balloon
needed my
family.
balloon family,
Yeah,
and they came through,
yeah,
carried me and comforted me and loved me through it.
yes, yes, yes. And again, we loved
Okay,
her. And
hold on 1 second.
yeah,
Moment of silence.
yeah, I
Okay,
know,
go on.
Patrick. I know. Happy tears, let's say. It's we all have trials and tribulations.
Bittersweet.
And that's what this thing is all real. I had a rough year this year too. We all do. But
Mhm.
with that said, so that's exciting. And I love the character part of what you do and how you reference that to balloons. And I remember when we had Fabrizio come out, he did the whole pirate thing that you loved as well.
Yes,
And I know that kind of
yes.
inspired you at Bling Bling Jam. He does the whole
It
pirate show.
partially inspired me,
Yeah,
but I didn't think that it would work here in Vegas at all
maybe
because,
not.
well,
Yeah,
it's Vegas and it's a desert landlocked area.
yeah.
Then I met a bunch of people who were Vegas pirates.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I met a bunch of people
Wow.
who are Vegas pirates, and it was comical. There's a Vegas pirate fest here,
Yes.
and it romanticizes childlike idea of piracy and all that other fun stuff that goes
Yeah.
along with it.
Yes.
Thinking back 30 years ago, yeah, being a pirate, you were a bad guy. Now it's fun.
Yeah. So let me segue into something else. You're a really good balloon artist. Like, I mean, you're the type of person that you can figure some things out. You're not always fancy with stuff, but that's okay. You're a real artist. And I noticed that
all
about
I could say,
all the
all I
years.
could say is I don't ask people anymore how
Yeah.
they made that. I
Yeah.
ask them if I can see it.
Right.
And my brain now works from where would I start? How would I start this? What shapes would I go through? And I literally, in my head, can almost take apart and or reproduce anything I see.
Yeah.
I don't like doing that exactly because some people are kind of well, let's face it, some people are very touchy about my design. Balloons
Yeah.
have been around forever and a day.
We
You
all
may
learn
have
from
come
each
up with
other.
it by yourself, but
Right.
somebody else came up with it before you.
Yes. Exactly. So, okay, let's talk about Bling Bling Jam and
Yes,
and again, you're our jam room guy, but you are
I
doing
am. I am. I am.
yeah,
And I'm going to fight you every year
yeah,
for this. I need to be crowned Jam Room King
yes, yes. And we have a King
once.
of Bling, which is
In the
different,
last 10
but
years,
yes.
we've had different Jam Room Kings.
No,
And
no,
I'll be
no.
honest with
It's not
you.
called the Jam Room King, it's called the King of Bling Bling. Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've been feeling pretty bad about this.
Yes,
I am the Jam Room King.
yes. Right, right.
I'm just going
Well,
to announce it right
yeah,
now. I'm the darn
yeah,
Jam Room King. And the
yeah. You're
reason
the
why I'm the Jam Room King is
yes,
basically I show up and I do a morning class
yeah,
at 9 o'clock in the
yeah.
morning. I
And you
hate
kind
that
of see
time in the
where the
morning.
beginners
I'm
are
not
at, and you
happy with
roll
that
with them.
time in the morning. What
Mhm.
was that?
You see where the beginners are at, who shows up, and you kind of
Mm-hmm.
feel where they're at. And I
Mm-hmm.
notice you do a good job about that
Yes,
and observe.
I work with a lot of the beginners because basically I want to get them to a point where they can at least participate fully and compete. So the first day class, I'm not really working on a piece. I'm literally working in what I was taught and was a comical kind of a term that Aaron came up with, and it's called balloon theory. And
Mhm.
what I'm teaching is all the different balloon twists that are possible. I'm teaching how to do these balloon twists so that later on, when somebody says, now do this twist and this one and then this one, you know what they're talking about,
Yeah.
because we do have only, well, technically, we only have 7 different twists,
Yeah.
maybe 8 if you're going to count shock twisting, which is, well, balloon shaping. So to me, it's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, I'll teach the basics.
Yeah.
And then I'm happy to sit around for the rest of the day. And this is what I do all day
Yeah.
is I sit at the table and wait for people to come to me and say, I need help with. And that is my joy. That is my time. I have met so many wonderful people who have come to me with a request or a simple, a simple fix for balloon problem. There's no problems.
Yeah.
And it's just, they just forgot a twist. And I help them with this.
We
I've
all
come
get
up with
stuck
ideas for
sometimes.
convention for,
Yeah.
yeah, everybody gets stuck. But when you're a beginner, getting stuck sometimes can be like a major thing, especially when you're a beginner and you want to be competing.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
love it when they take it to the next level of I'm just starting, but I'm going to compete. And didn't we have a winner last year
I think
who
so.
was a very beginner?
Well,
We
no, she
did, didn't
wasn't.
we?
No, she wasn't a very big. She'd been doing balloons for a little bit, but she
But I mean, she'd never been to Bling Bling Jam before.
had a
I don't think she'd
leader.
ever been to a convention.
No, 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 no. She had been a Bling Bling Jam for a couple of years, and she has been at other conventions. Yeah,
I'm talking about the kid,
Aaliyah.
the little one.
Yeah, she's been a Bling Bling for 3 years. It was her fourth year this year, and she
Oh,
had been
that's right.
at
Yes,
other conventions.
I've
Yeah,
been teaching her some stuff, but if I
yeah,
remember
she's
right,
amazing.
one of her parents is her true teacher. That kid's good.
Oh, I don't know who that is. Aaliyah comes with her mom, so I'm not
Okay.
sure. Yeah,
Mhm. But nonetheless, I love working with new people. I remember the one time I sat with one of the people at the table, and he was just telling me he was just sick and tired of doing the balloon sword. And I looked at him and I said, "Hold on for 1 second. How many different balloon swords do you have?"
yeah,
And he looked at me and went, "What?" And I was like, "You know what? I'm going to teach you my sword bundle." And it is every balloon sword that I make, and I make 7 different types that were my own, not my own design, but close to. I mean, these are things I came up with, or saw somebody else and came up with how to make it. Um, Again, I'm not a thief, but if you leave it laying around, I'm gonna copy it. Um, but yeah, so I taught him the 7 different swords, and his final comment to me that made my absolute day, that made me realize that what I was doing was a good thing, was he looked at me and said, "This is all the simplest stuff, but yet it made it worth the price of the weekend."
yeah,
Because now he learned not just one, a second sword. No,
yeah.
he's learned 7 different swords. Yeah, goofy finger. 7 different swords, all at once, and a bundle and a way to present these. Plus, as I'm teaching him, I'm telling him the jokes I tell kids. I'm telling him the pranks I play on parents. If I get a parent that'll play along, I tell them the rules, the kids the rules. As I'm hitting the adults, don't remember, I make them. Kids can break them. Don't do this.
Right. That's a good rhyme. So Patrick, so and everybody, oh, your sound went off and we lost you. So hopefully he'll be back in a second. I'll keep talking. So Patrick is going to be having some balloons from Decomex sponsored for the gym room, but also this year we
I
have
get that.
yeah, you're back. No worries. This year we have 3 balloon companies in the jam room. And we're excited about that. We have Batalatex, we have the Decomex through Bargain Balloons, and we also have the Elitex, which are brand new. So it's gonna be really exciting to try them all. But I know that we have for your classes, the Decomex stepped up and gave you a bunch of balloons, which is awesome. So we thank them and Jess for that. And uh,
By the way,
yes,
I don't know how many people have worked with Decotex before. I am
oh,
not being paid
Decomex,
by them or
right?
anything else. In
Your
fact,
balloons,
my rule is basically what's in my bag stays in my bag. I don't care what you say. But I
yeah,
have used Decotex. I
Decomex,
like them.
yeah, yeah,
Decomex, thank
yeah.
you.
That's
I
okay.
like them. I think it's a very good balloon. Um, I've used what else was I using? What was the company out of Mexico? The one with the
Last
uh,
year,
the
last
the
year,
biodegradable bags. Yes,
I think it was Tilco.
that's it. Tilco was the other company I've used
Yeah,
just recently, and it's funny because the balloon industry is going to, I think, open up big time with better quality,
yeah,
since one of the companies that will remain nameless has decided to close its doors. I
Yeah.
think that there's going to be an opening for new opportunities for every balloon artist,
Yeah.
to get better products, to shop around, to make these companies compete.
Yeah.
We do have a voice in how our products are. We do have a voice in how our products are presented to us. We have a choice as to the quality we want.
Yeah.
And now that the one company, let's face it,
Yeah.
they
Well,
it was all
we were
advertising,
thinking,
whatever. But
yeah,
nonetheless, I think honestly that we are going to start seeing better
yeah,
quality and better customer service than ever.
yeah. And we have three great companies coming. Plus, All
Mm-hmm.
American is amazing. But the Decomex, the Bargain Balloons is great. Batalic is amazing. I love their product. Uh, and
Mm-hmm.
and the new one, Elitex, they're really nice people. They sent me some ones I haven't tried them, and I got to try them. I'm looking forward to it. And they
Mm-hmm.
just told me today it looks like they're going to have 160s, 260s, and 350s at the booth. I said, wow, that's amazing. So we're going to have
Wow.
a lot of fun at Bling
Good.
Bling, and you're going to have a lot of fun trying the different balloons. Uh,
Yep.
so,
Yep.
and it's gonna be great. So, tell everybody in your own words again. I know you've been in Bling Bling Jam the full 10 years, and then we've been hanging out before that with the webinars, like I said when we introduced you today, doing the balloon jams and all that. But the heartbeat of the event. You've been there since the very beginning as to how it's evolved, and and it's been different every year. But we do have a heartbeat of the event, I think, that's really pure, and because of people like
Mm-hmm.
you, okay, and we appreciate you
Well,
in the
I think it's our unwritten motto.
yeah,
Bling Bling's unwritten motto has always been: doesn't matter where you came from, we love you anyway.
right,
It
right,
doesn't matter who you've worked with. It doesn't matter what conventions you've gone to or who you're beholden
right,
to as far as this convention or that convention or this company or that company. You're welcome here.
yeah,
And that's what I like about it, is that basically I see a lot of people who feel like outcasts. I see a lot of people who feel like they weren't welcomed at other places, that come and be like, really? You guys want me to get involved? You guys want me to? Yeah, yeah, we want you to get involved. We
we
want you to have a good time.
we
We
do,
don't care who you are. We
right,
love you anyways. You're a balloon artist, and you're going to get the respect and love as a balloon artist as you deserve.
right, right.
I think
That
that's
was well said.
I think that's the true heart of Bling Bling Jam.
Yes, and you're one of those key people, Patrick. Patrick is very approachable. Yeah, I don't think he's scary, but he thinks he's scary. You're funny. And it's
You want
great.
to say that to my face?
Yeah, right. And the thing is, in the jam room, again, you look at where people are at and you help them. And a lot of people find the jam room to be the most valuable place of the event.
Oh
Okay.
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I am not the only person sitting around in the jam room
Right.
teaching.
Right.
I've seen other extremely good, and I'm not even going to name them because I'm not sure who's going to be there. Um, I've seen other guys take the time and show off, and we're talking guys who have books, we're talking guys who have videos, we're talking guys in the industry who have, literally made a living from us, said it, putting out these books and videos, and I see them sitting there going, "Oh, this is how you do that." They're not sitting there going, "Well, if you buy my book or you buy my video,
Yeah.
it'll
Yeah.
show you." No, no, these guys will
Right.
stand there and be like, "Oh yeah, by the way, this is the way I do
Right.
this. Let's see you do it.
You know,
You know what? You could do this, and this a little bit better. Let's see you do a different one."
yeah.
And it's funny because these are guys that a lot of people are looking up to, and I love the camaraderie and the humbleness of everybody who basically is just teaching for no reason at all, but because it's fun to share. You
Yeah.
know, yes, if you get a chance, buy their books. If you get a
Yeah.
chance, buy their videos. If you get a chance, in support them. But understand, you know what? Some guys are just really happy just to sit around and jam with you, and
You
some of
know,
those guys are well, they're giants in the industry as far as I'm concerned.
yeah. You said that really
Yeah.
well, Patrick, and thank you. And I think Nick says it too. We're not in the, some people sell things and it's great to support them. We appreciate that, but we're not there to try to make money off of every single artist, and we're not an infomercial. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And again, but there are some things that there's nothing wrong with that, and we appreciate that. I know some, and I've encouraged people to have some things to sell as well. But these are
Hmm.
people that are sharing anyway. They're sharing a lot, like Darren and JJ and Joe Mott, so these people are sharing a lot of good
I
stuff.
didn't want to name names,
Yeah, and they're
but
amazing.
you named some of
And
the
right, and they're
tops.
amazing. We have some great people coming this year in the Jam Room. The Jam Room
Hmm.
is going to be like jamming.
Hmm.
And Cecilia, she's so amazing, and she's one of the reasons why I started this new channel with her encouragement, and we love her. She's like really fallen into one of us, right? And people like Ken Stillman. It's just and Blanca, and
Again,
just
giants in the
amazing.
industry
Yeah,
hanging out with anybody
yeah,
and teaching anything, because you know what, this is something that brought me joy. This is something that brought me in money. This is something that brought me in the the uh the love for this industry, and I'm going to share it with you. It's
right,
not a matter of, well, here's my video, here's my book. No,
right,
it's a matter of basically, here it is.
right.
Now if you want to buy their books and videos, which you should.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course.
Mhm.
Wow, that's great, Patrick. Hey, and I know you always do, like you mentioned, competition. As you do some, we always encourage you to, because it's fun. From making something for the parade, you always like jump into it, which is great because we always have a good time. That's part of the jamming. We never know where the jamming is going to go. That's the whole thing.
Can I tell you a secret?
Yeah, tell
I've
us.
been sandbagging on you.
What was that?
I've been sandbagging on you.
Uh-oh.
Sandbagging is basically where I don't do my very, very best.
Yeah,
And the reason I've been sandbagging on you is because I've won competitions, I've won prizes, I've won. And to me, it's kind of like, after so many years, I want others to win.
yeah,
So, like I said before, if you're working on a piece and you get stuck, come and see me.
yeah. Awesome.
Even if I'm competing, come and see me,
Yeah,
because, yeah, you know what? Maybe I'll help you with your piece a little bit better than mine.
yeah, yeah. That's awesome, Patrick.
I want the competition.
Yeah, that's awesome. Any other last thoughts about anything about Bling Bling Jam, or anything we missed about you, about with balloons, or anything like that? Or do we get it all?
I want to give some bling bling jam advice,
Okay.
and this is my bling bling jam advice to participants,
Yes.
especially those who haven't done too many of these. This is a what, 4 day, 5 day event? Seems like 5 days.
It's 5 with the
Um,
pre-day. Yeah. Hmm.
exactly. So we're looking at 5 days straight, and you're in Vegas. When people say drink water, we're not kidding.
Yeah.
Drink lots of water.
And we have that in the gym.
It's a very arid, dry area. Dehydration comes in many different forms around here. You can get dehydrated sitting in a freaking casino. Watch your water. If you find yourself with cramps at night or whatever, it's get some more water, get some electrolytes in you.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself. You want to pre-game, you want to drink a lot of water before you even come to Vegas, because hydration happens a day later.
Yeah.
So you want to drink a bunch of water beforehand. You want to get good and hydrated. Come on out here, continue your hydration. When we go outside and we start doing a balloon, like we may do a balloon parade, we're doing a balloon parade again,
All right.
right?
Yes.
Yes.
After the
Yes.
fashion. Yeah. Fashion.
During the balloon parade, make sure you do not leave the hotel without a bottle of water in hand.
Yeah.
Water is extremely important.
Yeah.
Rest is extremely important. Yes, you're in Vegas. Yes, it is open 24 hours.
Yeah.
And Vegas will be here, I promise you. But you know what? Some of the classes and some of the events that happen, and some of the stuff that happens when classes are over and the events are over, are even better and funnier. The
Yeah.
Balloon Jam room can stay open for a while, and we've had crazy stuff as much as people just doing balloon twisting to karaoke to
Yeah.
competition helping. I've walked into a jam room one time and have seen 5 different dresses being made in the different areas of the room. You
Yeah.
know, these are people working on dress competitions, and they're all helping each other out. So I mean, you know, be wary of your time when you wake up and when you go to sleep. Understand that rest is important.
Yeah.
You know, other than that,
Yeah.
bring a willingness to just have fun. Don't be shy around anybody. There's no big egos. There's no, you know, I mean, sorry, but you know, I hate to say it, but you know, our stuff stinks too.
Yeah.
You know, we all know it,
Yeah.
and we know we're only human.
Yeah. Well, great, Patrick. Thank you so much for all that. And again, he's so right about the hydration. We have a water bubble, right, a water thing right in the jam room. I'm always on people
Mm-hmm.
that, and you're right. And it's gonna be a great event. And we so appreciate you with all you do. And I think that this was a great call. It got people to get to know you better. So please, everybody listening to this, this will be airing on July 5th, Friday. Make sure you comment on the bottom and put some likes and show Patrick some love. He'd love to see all that. Yes, absolutely. And we all look forward to meeting you. Unfortunately, if you're doing virtual, you won't see Patrick's stuff on virtual, okay, unless he does a class. Like this one's you got to be at Bling Bling Gym live, okay, on that part.
Yeah,
But
but my
there's
classes go
yeah,
all day.
yeah. But we want you to break too, and we don't want you doing like all day, all day. We want you to have a good time too. And that's what the jam is. So Patrick, we appreciate you. Thank you so much, everybody. And everybody, we'll see you soon. Let's bling it on. Over and out.
Sounds great. Thank you for the interview. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Over and out. Bye-bye.